We're going to put this on the front. This is the beer, once again, guys, that we're messing with. Peroni something, something, something. It's Italiano.
Peroni Nastro Azzurro.
Yeah. From Junior Peroni.
J-Dub.
JP, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm feeling great. It's 5 point something.
It is. It's 5.1. We're a 6-pack in, 3 and 3 here. We both like it. What's your 1 out of 10, AJ? What's yours?
I was at a 7 when we started. I'm going to give it an 8. I like this.
Yeah. I enjoy it as well. It tastes similar to a lot of those European beers, green bottle European beers like Heineken and stuff. It's good. It's definitely, I wouldn't turn one down if anybody ever offered me one in the future. I like the bottle. Kind of got this hourglass thing going on. It's real sexy. Can imagine it being bent over. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go with I'll go with a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I'm a little harder to please. I don't know. No, I'll go with a 7. I'll go with a 7. You go with an 8?
I'm going with an 8.
Yeah.
That's to me, picking that up in there. That's gonna be hard to beat. Just picking that up. Like at the next one that we get, I'm probably not gonna like. So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We did just pick this up randomly. I guess we can mention that too. We just picked it up randomly. Went to the liquor store here in our hometown and picked up a random 6er.
Went down to the liquor store.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't pick this up for any specific reason. We just said whatever one, and then we went after. You said no on the pumpkin.
We walked in there, and I said, he said, what do you want to do? And I said, not pumpkin.
Yeah. So this was the first one we saw that wasn't pumpkin, and we grabbed it. And
it's a good green bottle beer.
Yeah, this is going to be, if you guys watch all the way to the end here, this is the end. We're going to chop this though and put this in the beginning. So if this is the beginning of the video you're watching, of course it's going to be because it's the first part you're clicking on, but there's a whole like 50 minutes after this. But once again, this is Peroni something, something, something. It's an Italian beer. It's good. I give it a 7 out of 10. AJ gives it a. Let him know, AJ. What do you give it again?
I'm giving it an 8. It's a Peroni. Mwah, you know?
Yeah. Uno más.
Uno más.
Uno más, por favor.
Whatever
He's definitely a beer connoisseur. So
he likes that. He likes that PBR though. There's a lot of people that like that PBR. Dude, I can't stomach it.
In Charleston, you could get a 22-ounce can or 18-ounce can of that for like $1. I mean, there's this one bar in Charleston, South Carolina, Jean's Hofbrau. They just had just a shit ton of different beers you could buy, and they had ridiculously good deals like that. So these little hipsters would be trotting around in Jean's, this like 50s style bar, like the setup of it, 50 styles, 50s style, and they would they would just be strutting around there with their mustaches. And kind of like your flannel, have their little flannel on their mustaches, and drinking that shit. Although I didn't mind it though. That's where it grew on me because it was $1. It was $1 for an 18 ounce.
Dude,
so
you can't. That's kind of like sore Peter. There, you can't hardly beat it.
No, you can't touch it, dude. Can't touch it.
I don't mind. Could be.
I don't know. Roma. Was that like the tomato? It says Roma.
Well, it isn't from Italy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hell, where's Johnny at? Call Johnny up. Hey, Johnny, is that the same as a tomato?
I thought about you the other day, Johnny. Got a flat tire. Wop, 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 wop.
Those are them Dago tires. Dago, wop, 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 wop.
If you guys haven't put it together, that's our Italian friend, Contratto. Way too many vowels.
You sure it's Italian and not
bottle's kind of sexy.
Oh yeah, it's slender. Oh, it is kind of an hourglass.
Yeah. It's kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Like, what up, girl? Peroni. How you doing, sister? Or C-store? I don't know.
No. Oh.
That might have been a SoCal thing there. Hey, C-store.
What do they say? Montebello or some shit? I don't know. Not too many beers that I would give a 10. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if there is a beer that I would give a 10. I'm just going to drink it because I love the taste of it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no... What beer would that be? Maybe Francis Connor. I really, really like Francis Connor, man. That wheat beer.
Now, to me, the way I'm gonna grade that is it's the beer that you would have in your refrigerator,
Mm-hmm.
and like say you're at work,
Mm-hmm.
and you're thinking about it all day. It's like all day long you're like, oh man, like I can't wait to get home and have that.
Yeah.
That's that number 10 to me.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
I mean, you could pick anything up at the gas station on your way home, but if you have it sitting in your fridge and you bought it specifically,
I hear
and
you.
then like think about if you had one left,
I hear you.
and like a dude came over to your house and was visiting with your buddy or something, and he opened the fridge up and was like, oh, and he snagged it open and opened it, and then you came home and you didn't have that beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
That's a 10 out of 10 to me. That's the beer that's like, it's almost like, man, I'm going home to that beer. That's my go home to beer.
Yeah.
Like it's the beer that you would almost be quote unquote married to, I guess.
Yeah.
To me,
They missed it. If the camera was on you, but never mind. Going back over to AJ. I think the last time I smoked was when we were hanging out with Nathan. Nasty Nate, baby.
oh man, I forgot about that.
I broke that poor man's chair.
You
His
broke
grandmother's
his
chair.
his
Great
grandmother's
grandmother's chair.
You flattened it.
Was this random guy at a bar for nobody knows the story that's listening, but I remember it was wicked snowing. We were supposed to be going to a concert down in Columbia, like 60 miles away, and then it just started pouring down snow, just started dropping snow heavy, and we made it like 10 minutes outside of town. We had to turn around, come back. We go to the local bar, just start getting hammered. I mean, we got messed up. And meet this weirdo at the bar. Actually, I think that's the name of the other podcast. I named that clip "The Weirdo and the Drifter."
You did. The drifter and the weirdo.
Yeah, the drifter was there too, right? And the drifter and the weirdo. And we're all sitting there getting drunk, and we're so hammered, they invite us to come over to one of their apartments, the weirdo's apartment, and we decided to do it. And for some fucking reason, because we're so drunk, I assume. And we go over there, and I think the weirdo is playing guitar, or what's he doing? What's the drifter? The drifter was doing something.
The drifter, dude, I don't know, but he's like, oh, you guys want to smoke? And then that guy said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that was after he got off the internet with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he had like a mail order bride thing going on or something like that from Australia. I remember she was pretty good looking though. Do you remember that?
I don't remember what she looked like.
Yeah, she was a good looking blonde. I remember that. That still sticks out all these years later.
I was honestly trying not to look too hard like at her because it just seemed like it was awkward.
Yeah, she was not happy that he had people in his apartment.
No.
Was not ready.
Nobody was supposed to know about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Like, you trying to blow my cover that I'm trying to sell myself on the
interwebs?
Yeah. But anyway, we go over there and like knuckleheads, we smoke. I don't know who had the fucking weed, but we smoke out of a tin foil and something like that.
No. They made the old tin can.
Was it tin can?
Well, it was the soda can trick. Something I seen used a couple times.
Okay, I don't remember.
It dented the soda can in,
yeah,
and then they just perforated it, and then they put the on top of it, and then you. Pretty much, I think they might have even they got fancy with it, made a port, and they were like I was like, you guys are crazy. Like I remember, like, man, I ain't seen that since I was like 13, man.
I remember I took a hit off there, and then I broke that poor man's great grandmother's chair.
Oh man,
and
that was a good time.
It was one of those awesome random nights, right? You just
you can't plan it. That's those things, man. Like people always say, like, oh, well, I mean, how do you have all these great stories? I was like, if you don't live your life, you're not going to have any good stories.
Yeah.
Because if you don't just decide, because that's something I'm finding out now, like a little later in life, it's like that doesn't happen anymore. But now hangovers hurt a lot worse than they used to. So it's like, man, I don't want to do that. But like I look back on it and I'm like, none of that would have happened if we just would have been like, well, this ain't really working out. We're going to head on home.
Yeah.
Like, no, we were just like, no, we here now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Yeah, I mean but speaking of hangovers, that was one of the worst hangovers I ever had that night.
The next day?
Yeah, and didn't I wake up? That was the night that I woke up and you're in your wife's bed.
Yeah, you're like foot of the dog like a puppy. Or foot of the bed like a dog. Foot of the dog like a puppy. Like, what the hell? But yeah, you're at the foot of the bed like a dog. Like, what the hell's going on down here?
I woke up to go pee. I was sleeping on your guys' couch. And then I woke up to go pee, and somehow on the way back from the bathroom, I made a left prematurely and ended up at the fucking foot of your bed with your wife. And,
Hey, at least you didn't take the left before you went to the bathroom. Is all I got to say.
oh, I would have went back there with homegirl and
No. I'm saying like before you peed, and then you
oh
peed in the wrong room.
yeah, but wasn't there? There's two other people back there, wasn't there?
Yeah, if you would have taken a left before you went to the bathroom, you would have been in there, and that was my daughter's room.
Mm-hmm.
And they were sleeping in their bed and her bed, and we were in ours. So if you would have went right or left,
Yeah.
you would have been somebody's room. But I'm just saying you would
Yeah,
have peed somewhere.
yeah. It would have happened. I was so fucked up that
Oh,
night.
dude, how couldn't you have been? I mean,
Yeah.
we drank the bar down, and then we ended up at Nasty Nate's house, and then I think we went back to my pad, and we had a couple more
We
beers.
might have, dude.
Oh, I know we did,
We were so fucked up.
dude. It was a good night. We've had a couple of those, man, where it's just awesome.
Yeah, on your porch. Remember the porch night with the Duttons
Oh man,
and Eric? I think Eric was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
We had
co-host on
everybody there.
another one of my podcasts or YouTube channels. He was there that night as well.
We were out there till 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Just yelling, being dumb. Have no idea how the cops didn't get called.
It's because I didn't know until we'd been living there for a little while that the two houses next to mine were rental houses, and apparently the other neighbors are just used to that kind of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was one night I was leaving for work when I was a prison guard for 2 years. That was awful. But I went to leave for work one night, and I left for work at like 11 at night, and they were having a blowout party. And like I couldn't, my car was boxed in. And I was like, dude, I had to go in the party and be like, hey, and they thought I was a cop because I was in there. They're like, oh man, the cops are here.
Put the weed away, motherfucker. Hide the white women.
No. I had the white women. Oh, what's that movie? Blazing Saddles.
Where's the white women at?
Where are the white women at?
Fucking Blazing Saddles. We're gonna get demonetized. Fuck it. Let the cuss words fly, baby. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter now. The cat's out of the bag. Old Peroni might not like us talking about his beer anyway.
He's gonna they associated us with this. These Italian lefties are not gonna be appreciative.
This is meant for horse riding and the Kentucky. You're supposed to be ingesting this at the Kentucky Derby,
Oh, good times.
not in some random guy's apartment.
Yeah. Talking about smoking weed, hiding the white women.
Oh man, who doesn't love white women?
What are we on here? Number 3?
I love
It's still good, man. Number 3.
I love all women.
Mm.
All women are created equal.
Is that right? I disagree.
So
Some
do
are fucking crazy.
Some.
You know, my dad, me and Dad always talk about that. He when I say that a chick is crazy, they'll be like, well, all the women are crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying this one is crazy, so you got to understand that there's a little something on top here. It's a little extra to play with, a little house money here, you know.
House money. No, dude, I've always had the saying that you like if you're looking into a relationship, if you're wanting to get in a relationship, they're all crazy. You just got to pick the one that you content with.
Yeah, I don't think they are crazy. I think it's just the fact that men and women are so damn different.
We are.
And
Bless them. God bless them.
yeah, I know. I mean, the difference is what makes it so fucking fun, but the difference is also what makes it so fucking frustrating.
I mean, I've been married for it's going on 5 years.
Yeah, but you guys have been together, essentially married for way longer than that.
Yeah, we've kind of grew up with each other.
Yeah.
Essentially. Hell, we were with each other whenever I was 17 when I met her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying there wasn't bumps along the way.
Yeah.
But, hey, curvy road makes expert drivers.
Is that right?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think we got it figured out.
Right on.
I mean, how couldn't you?
I think it's pretty easy how you don't try. That's
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, if you don't try, you're not going to figure it out.
There's quite a few examples of that, too.
Yeah. You
You could just about pull, what do they say? Something like half of marriages don't work out?
Oh, it's over half now.
Is it over half?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's comfortably over half.
That's pathetic. No wonder people are opening up these wedding venues left and right and charging freaking an arm and a leg to have their weddings there, man.
Yeah, because there's always going to be another wedding.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know why.
Dude, did I tell you about this? I saw online there was a guy, and like it was a legit speech. Like he was standing up there, and it said before the thing, it said, so my brother had his second wedding, and he asked me to be the best man again. And then it went to the speech, and he was standing up on stage, and he said, "Welcome back, everyone." Oh, how messed up is that?
What a strip club I used to always go to in South Carolina. They, of course, they'd have bachelor parties in here.
Mm-hmm.
And the DJ used to always fuck around and say, "Hey, thanks for coming in tonight, bachelor party. We also host divorce parties. So in a couple years, we'll see you."
In a couple years, we'll see you. That's funny. Oh, there's a lot of that's a bigger women thing than it is a man thing, though.
Divorce?
Yeah, well, the divorce, like they go out and celebrate.
Well, I mean, divorces are.
I got a divorce, bitches.
They're overwhelmingly initiated by women. Overwhelmingly, it's like 3/4 of divorces get initiated by the woman. And again, I mean, why would you not? You don't have anything to lose if you're a woman. What are you going to lose? You're going to take all of his money. I mean, you have nothing to lose to initiate the divorce. A man, of course,
It's fairly one-sided.
Oh yeah, I mean, family. We're getting let's pivot off. We're getting too serious for this podcast.
We are,
no.
Hey, with 3 beers in, that's what happens.
Is that right? Fine, let's roll with it. I mean, the divorce courts are just family courts are just so lopsided though for women. Then
yeah,
there's very very little incentive for men to get married because of that. But hey, if you got the right one, you got the perfect match, then or one of the perfect matches. I don't necessarily believe in the one, but if you got the perfect match, one of the perfect matches, then do it.
Find your moon.
What?
Find your moon.
I don't know what that means.
No, it's just I guess that's kind of a personal thing for me.
Find your moon?
Find your moon.
I feel like your sister-in-law told you this.
She might have, man. It might have just stuck in the back of my head somewhere.
What's that angel's name? I forget. Or do you not want to say it?
I'm going to call her Rosebud.
Rosebud. There's actually a up-and-coming comedian named Rosebud Parker.
Are you serious?
Yeah. She's all right, but yeah, Rosebud Parker is her name. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
No, so to me, you find your sun or a moon, and the moon, its job is to pull, and then the sun is kind of a push. It's a tide thing, like the tidal.
Yeah.
And then like yin and yang, the sun and the moon are yin and both yin and yang.
Yeah.
So, like to me, a woman's the moon and the man is the sun. It can go both ways though. It just kind of depends on the personalities. But
right on.
I don't know. That's a little deep.
Yeah, it is a bit deep.
Fuck you, Peroni.
I wonder. Do you think relationships work out better if people are just the same, or is there differences that complement one another? That's. Because the reason that I'm thinking about this is people from the outside often say two people aren't meant for one another because they're so different. But then, like, isn't it opposites that attract? Like complementary personality traits and all this other stuff that make two people work together well is what it seems like to me.
It is.
You sure you want to talk about this?
No.
Process this before you spit this out. You have
Yeah.
other considerations before talking about stuff like this.
Well, there's a fine line to me, and you got to walk that line. And so, shit. So to me, I have completely forgotten what you just said.
Yeah, don't talk about this if you don't want to.
No, I do want to, but
Okay.
I completely forgot what you just fucking
Are you
said.
sure everybody that needs to be considered is okay with you talking about this?
Yeah.
So the question again was...
Like they're going to hear it anyway.
They're going to hear what?
Like they're going to hear this anyway.
Sure they will.
Oh,
I'm talking about the wifey.
oh, she don't care.
Okay. The question was how much... Well, I'll simplify it to get it more concise here. How much truth do you think there is to opposites attract?
Okay. Opposites attract. They do. But at the same time, I feel like you have to, the fine line thing. yeah, I feel like at the same time, you have to have things in common. Okay. You have to have commonalities. And I think where a lot of people fall out is that those same things become different things over time because people change over time.
Oh, a truism.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I used to freaking swear up and down that I hated country music, and now I'm yeah, I love it. But anyway,
Just a small example. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
very small example, but people change. People change all day long. They change every day, and they change. And you walk down that line, and this person might be veering off and taking an exit here, and the other person is staying on that highway.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I don't really understand. I thought that, we liked this. And then the other person says, well, no, I'm not really.
Yeah, that's
And then that turns into something else, and then that turns into something else, and then that turns into something else. It's a blossoming tree of awfulness.
Yeah.
What that is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why at this point, or that's why one of the reasons why there's been all sorts of reasons why. But that's one of the reasons why I've shied away from serious long-term relationships at this point, up to this point in my life, because people say people don't change, but that is the absolute opposite of the truth. The truth is people are changing constantly, and my belief is that it depends greatly on past experiences in life. So, and then people always say, well, you change with that other person, right? You grow with that other person. But the growth depends on your past experiences. Those past experiences you don't have shared with this other person. So it seems like a fool's errand to make a lifelong commitment to somebody who's going to be changing, and 100% they're going to be changing, but you don't know 100% they're going to be changing in ways that are going to continue to make you all or preserve the compatibility. It could be the exact opposite of that, like what you're saying. You have different interests all of a sudden because people just change naturally and all the time. So what about preserving it? Can you think it's possible to preserve it, or do you think it's just is what it is? You're going to change in your own way, and you're just hoping that you're going to be changing in the same way, or that preserves the compatibility.
I feel like I know it's a definite possibility
That
And
what that
you can weather the changing storm.
okay?
Okay, because I mean, my wife and we're living proof. I've got some couple other friends, they're living proof. Like, you went through a little bit, and like you've both on opposite sides are guilty of some some shit.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, you step back and you say, who can I see myself with 10 years from now?
yeah,
And to me, the answer always comes up the same. And it's just an equation that you got to be able to do. And I think a lot of people, they have a problem with being able to do that equation and being able to realistically take away bullshit, which to me is small shit.
yeah.
Okay. Small shit in a bigger picture. So if you can't take the trash out, you can't live your life.
Yeah.
Like, people, that's where people fall apart, is they're sitting there and they're like, oh, well, I'm walking down this line, and the other person takes the exit. You're not taking the exit with them and giving that a chance.
Yeah.
They just stay on that line. Like, no, fuck you.
Mm.
That's where that is.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm staying here. I'm not taking that exit. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, though.
Yeah, and kind of jumping back there to opposites attract, like you and your wife, big macro trait where you guys are different as far as extroversion and introversion.
Oh, yes.
You guys are completely different, in my opinion, and maybe not completely. I'm being overly dramatic there, but
We've got things in common. A lot of things in common.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying that's one macro trait, social ability or social, yeah, how social you guys are. You guys are very, very different when it comes to how social you are. She's way more of an introvert than you are.
Well, let me lean into where I came from with the sun and moon. You
okay,
see,
I'm listening.
for me and her, you see, I am her son because I'm pushing, and I'm pushing her out into society. I kind of like, dude, if any point in time, like we had something coming up, an event, anytime, she's an introvert, and all introverts are the same way. they don't want to go do it. They say they want to do it. It comes time to go do it. They say, I'd rather stay home.
Yeah.
So if I said, hey, let's blow it off. Let's tell them we had diarrhea and stay home. She'd be like, I'm all over it. Let's do this.
Yeah, fiery asshole.
But at the same time, she's my moon. She pulls me in. She keeps me weighed down, which just gives me that sense of just
Way down's the
that,
wrong phrase.
It is a wrong phrase.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
but we understand.
Grounded. She keeps me grounded.
Yeah. Keeps you from getting too far out there.
Yeah. Essentially, like I'm an extrovert to the max, man. I'm ready to go. Especially, if it's a good thing we're only doing sixers, because if it was a 12er, I'd get the six is like my what's that country song? If I have one, I've had 13, and you can't get me off the karaoke machine. That's pretty much me, man. Once it gets started to that point, it's like, oh, you already turned the engine on, baby. We're rolling.
Yeah.
And she's got that ability to even when I've done that, she's like, hey, she'll tell me something like, hey, kids are going to be up in like 4 hours, probably ought to roll it in. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because my mind doesn't even think about that. Like in my mind, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah. See, in my mind, that's where the opposites are. The saying opposites attract comes from, because a complementary to what can very easily become your weakness, having somebody else reining you back in. And this is just one example, but I mean, I think it's a really good example because it's a macro trait. But yeah, I think that's where the opposite attract things come from. Like if you, like two people who are very extroverted would be staying up all night, and then somebody got to wake up and be miserable with the children, and then the children, we got this one parent that's hung over, dealing with them, probably not being the best parent in that moment because they're angry, or they're angry or they're quick triggered because they're hung over and they feel miserable and they're pissed off at their spouse because their spouse is laying in bed and something like that. But anyway,
it's very much relationship's just a team thing, man. Like if you can't,
I just said that not that long ago. Actually, I think I was talking to your wife and I said, "What's best for the team?" I think that's what I said. Me and his wife, by the friend, are close friends as well, so it's not anything. Yeah,
it's not. I mean, we're family. We're family sitting here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. AJ is my cousin, by the way. We're cousins. We're just kind of flying off the cuff here because we. This is going to be episode 1, but yeah, me and AJ are cousins. We drink beer. That's where the idea for the podcast came from. We got a sixer.
Yeah, we'll have a name later, but I like this. This is fun.
Let's think about this for the next 9 minutes. We're only doing an hour. I'm capping this shit at an hour.
Cool.
We got 9 minutes left for the hour. Let's try to come up with a name for a few minutes, and then the last few minutes we'll give an overall review, and I'll edit it and put that on the front of the review. Yeah. Because I think that's how we're going to label it, like review of however the hell you say this shit.
Peroni.
Yeah, and we'll do the review of the last few minutes, and then we'll tack on. We'll edit it, put it on the front of the video, and then let anybody watch this shit that wants to all the way through.
Would you just shit if it wasn't Peroni? Like if it was just something weird, like Stella Artois. I was like, whenever I first started drinking that, I was going into the bar and like they'd have it, and I'd be like, yeah, give me some of that Stella Artios. And then like one guy, and he was the kind of guy you're talking about with the man bun and the tight pants. He said, it's Artois, and I was like, oh. Well, I'm sorry. I do believe that's what I said. But yeah, dude. No, man, I don't know.
What are we gonna name this, man? Let's think about this. You guys in the comments, let us know if you don't like the name that we label this. You guys can tell us, no, that's a terrible name. How about 2 babbling idiots? 2 babbling idiots in a 6-pack.
Babblingidiots.com.
Yeah.
We're coming out with a T-shirt next week. It's called Green Bottles.
What? Green bottle, brown bottle, who gives a shit? Let us know in the comments if you get that reference.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Dude. I don't know. Like we should call the show. Dang, we're already out of beer.
Yeah. What, is that what we should name it?
I don't know.
Dang, we're hard.
Out of beer already?
I don't know. It's got to be a name that clearly shows what this channel's about. Random talks and 6 beers.
Beers in a chat.
6 beers in a chat.
6 beers in a chat.
Did we just?
We might have.
We might have just figured this out.
We might have just ballparked that.
6 beers in a chat. That means we got to finish all 6 beers. What if we get one of those Mexican Aldi beers and we're sitting down here choking down the last 4?
That might make it really funny because we'll be trying to have a conversation and like every drink you're like, oh God. Or one of those nasty pumpkin beers. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if I can fuck with that, honestly, because the diet that I'm on, I don't know.
It might have too much sugar.
Yeah, it might have too much sugar for me.
Yeah.
We might skip that because I'm not ready to break ketosis yet.
I'm fine with skipping that because I already know it's going to be horrible.
Yeah, let's skip that.
Everybody I've talked to, and they drink about the same, they like the same shit as me, and they said, dude, a buddy of mine come over and he had a 6er of that pumpkin shit. It's awful.
Yeah. I don't know. I like 6 beers in a chat. I mean, it's kind of a play on. The reason it's kind of a play is because I have another channel, 2 friends in a chat. I'll link that somewhere here.
Well, if this isn't a spinoff of that, I don't know what is. So
I don't think it's a spinoff of it at all.
You don't think it's a spinoff?
I mean, it's a spinoff in the way that you've been a guest over there a couple times, but 3 times, 4 times. I don't know how many.
I guess.
Spinoff like that, but I mean, this is probably going to shape up. This is going to be much more lighthearted than and easygoing. Although we did get a little serious there.
We got a little deep.
But in general, we're having much more jovial conversation over here than 2 friends is. I just like the serious stuff too much.
Fucking Peroni.
Yeah. All right, we got 5 minutes left. What's